All right, I'm currently on the phone with Laurie. She's another musician that reached out about the current interview session. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the chance to introduce herself.
Hi, my name's Laurie LeVasseur. I'm from a little town called Buffalo Lake in Minnesota, down around Hutchinson, if you know where that is, west of the big cities where all the great musicians are from. And so we struggle a little bit out here trying to do band stuff because it's pretty competitive. But I grew up on a farm, actually up in Braham, Minnesota, somehow migrated down here. And there are a lot of great musicians in our area, too. We're just around Hutchinson, Litchfield, Wilmer. So it's a lot of fun having a group out our way that's big into music too.
Sure, yeah, I'm familiar with the area. It's definitely kind of an up and coming scene. That's great. So with these interviews, I always kind of like to figure out how somebody got started with music. So give me some detail about, when you kind of first encountered music. What about it was important to you and really kind of set the tone that it was something that you wanted in your life?
Well, I've kind of loved music all my life. There was always the radio on in the barn milking cows. So I sort of fell in love with country music and Paul Harvey. But my dad used to strum the guitar a little bit on the weekends and sing. And then I kind of would sing. And he somehow, being the younger child, you'd think that I was shy. And I was. People can't believe I was shy then. But he talked me into learning Harper Valley PTA. And I'd sing that when cousins would come up from the cities. So I kind of dabbled in a little bit of music like that. Otherwise, I remember sixth grade, we did the PTA. My friend that lived down the road played guitar, and we did some Johnny Cash songs and John Denver songs for the PTA. And I just to this day can't believe we went up there and did that in front of everybody because I'm pretty sure we sucked. But that was kind of the blossoming of it that, you get some attention, you're on stage, and it was fun. And then a life happened, and I got quite busy, so I didn't really have time for music much. And now, when I got older, I had children, and my middle child we discovered when we were actually showing horses up in Canada. We went out to a karaoke bar, and she was about 9 years old, and she said, "I want to sing a song by Shania." And I said, "You know one?" It was either that or Patsy Cline. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, she could sing like crazy. And so she just started singing, and we kidded her that she might have to sell her horse, that, she competed at the national level and did very well. And there actually did come a time when she had to choose between music and singing. And so we did the Nashville thing and made an album and all that fun stuff. And she is in my band now. So the two of us sing and harmonize and have a great time.
That's cool. So tell me a bit about that process of going to Nashville and trying to pursue getting into the industry there.
Well, it was tough. And I I had a job at a doctor's office that paid okay, but then I realized this is going to take a lot of money. So I switched over, went to the factory, the 3M company in Hutchinson, Minnesota, to, get a bunch of hours in and make some money and go down and make that CD. Although we were traveling at some bluegrass festivals and different events, we met people that made connections in Nashville and met a guy that produced our album. We went down there in 3 different trips and did 4 songs each time. And that was really fun. We still have some of these albums in the closet too. Oh, there were CDs back then,
Okay, so was that just you went down there to do the recordings? You didn't move down there to try to participate in the local scene at all?
No, we were going to, but my daughter was only 14, 15 at the time. But I actually was considering purchasing land down there for the future. So if she were to go to college or wanted to move down there, we would. But then, I don't know, life happened and she ended up having lots of kids and became a nurse. And now she never gave up the music and the singing, but now she's back doing it with me. So it's not a lot of pressure like it would have been. She'd have been competing with Taylor Swift.
Sure. That's some hefty competition there.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me a bit about the concept for putting the album together. Was it just a collection of songs, or did it have a greater meaning? What was kind of the creative idea behind it?
Well, we had to have something kid appropriate, and she liked country then and still does. And it was kind of fun because people that we knew put out the word, and pretty soon we were getting these cassette tapes in the mail to listen to and choose which ones we wanted. And actually we told her, you should have a song on there too, because they would send compilations overseas and you get rated, and it was quite popular to have country music played overseas in the UK and stuff like that. We were sending lots of stuff over there. But then, and she actually came up, we played up at the Sandstone Theater with Sherwin Linton, and we were talking and mentioned again, you're like, gosh, you should have your own song on the album too. And she says, well, I did write one. Really? Yeah, when I was waiting for Dad at wrestling practice, I wrote this one. And she took the guitar and sang it for us. And we're like, oh my gosh. So we sent that down with our next 4 songs down to Nashville. And I believe the singer, the lead guy in Toto, was the one who was helping arrange this stuff. And when we got down there, then he says, oh, yeah, I listened to it last night. How does this sound? And he just played a guitar version of it that he threw together. And we said, gee, sounds great. So she cut that song for one of her albums. So that was kind of fun.
Okay, and then so getting back to Minnesota, are you still sending stuff to Nashville, or has it turned into more of a local recording project?
Right, it turned into more of a local. We go down there and visit friends and stuff, but we're not hot and heavy into it anymore. We just enjoy ourselves. I'm retired, actually, so I'm not looking to go become something.
Sure,
we just have fun. We're having fun, and I'm living the dream. I'm on stage with my daughter singing. My husband does sound for me when he's home, and he built our stage. We have a portable stage. He buys equipment and just has fun putting it together, and the lights and all the equipment.
Sure.
And we have tons of gear, so he loves doing that and helping out with that.
I was going to say, these days it can happen at any age, so you never know.
I know we used to do a lot of Judds songs, and people would compare us, but the Judds were the Judds. You're not going to replace them. But we just have fun doing it.
Okay, so let's go into some detail about this project. You mentioned, everybody in your family is involved, contributing some little bit to it. What is the total picture of the project, and where do you kind of want to see it get to?
Well, we're developing our band, and right now we have a group of really good musicians that all get along, and so we're stepping up the level. Instead of playing just at the local band or the local bars around. We're moving up, and we have played the state fair 7 years. We played the state fair on the DNR stage, and that's an all-day event from 7 a.m. till when you get there, and we live 2 hours away, till 11 at night when you leave. So we haven't done that last year because it's very taxing. But we've played street dances and weddings and county fairs, and that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of starting to get towards the A rooms where they have a sound person and in-house sound, so I don't have to drag so much gear around. And of course, they pay a little better. So
okay, and so do you think that's kind of the goal for it, to reach some of those larger stages and just kind of see where that takes you, or do you have like a specific vision in mind for where you want this to go?
Oh, not really. We just want to have fun and play some of the A rooms, do some casinos, make a little money to pay back some of the gear. But it's always great when you're, asked to open for somebody. So that would be really fun sometime. Because my daughter has opened for David Ball. They're friends of ours. I'm not sure if you're familiar with David Ball or not.
Unfortunately,
but we did open. Okay, we did. He wrote that song, Driving with Private Malone, and Drinking Problem, and country people might know it.
Got it. Yep.
But with our band now, the Steel Bridges band plays a lot of pop, rock, and country, 80s. People really love that. That's kind of where our market is now. We're variety, and you kind of have to be a variety if you want to do the street dances and county fairs and cater to a little bit of every age that walks through.
So kind of speaking of that, of catering to everything, tell me a bit about what has catered to you. What memories do you have that kind of keep you motivated and keep you engaged in this whole process?
It's so fun when we play a new venue we've never played at, and we walk out and they're already booking us for the next, when we can come back. And people come up to you afterwards and say, oh, we just love your songs. We love your variety, because we do skip around to some really odd songs sometimes. And getting that feedback from people, we feed off their energy, and that's really fun.
Okay, so just kind of a bunch of crowd interaction that has kind of just set into you and keeps you motivated to, book that next show.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Perfect. All right. Well, where can people find your band and check you out?
They can find us at steelbridgesband.com, and we also have Facebook, Steel Bridges Band, and Yeah, they picture two gals on there, and that's us.
Sure.
My daughter and I. Yeah.
Okay. So I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their final words. So what's a message that you have that you would like to share with other people?
Life is short. Live it and dance it. Don't wait and don't be shy.